In the state of Missouri, a woman has been accused of poisoning her husband using the toxic lily of the valley plant. This particular plant has the potential to induce heart-related issues, and it's all because she had a relationship with another man, someone halfway around the world. Now, you might believe that a person teaching at a private Christian school wouldn't do something like what happened here. But guess what? Meet Sarah Scheffer, a 37-year-old art and design teacher at Calvary Lutheran High School in Missouri. You'd think her life would be centered around creativity and positivity, and it was, until a shocking turn of events unfolded. Interestingly, Sarah became the executive director of a nonprofit art gallery in the same city in 2022, utilizing her 2 decades of art experience. She was clearly a person deeply connected to the world of aesthetics and expression. There was even a clip of her on YouTube showcasing the inside of the art gallery.
I'd like to bring art into the community more with a community exhibit program, if we can get that off the ground, and that would be where artists pair up with local businesses and have display opportunities and help them just increase their sales and exposure.
So you'd think she'd be a fantastic mom and spouse, right? Well, guess what? The total opposite went down. In the start of 2024, her husband, Matthew Scheffer, headed to the police station all worried, and it's all because he was dead, sure his own wife was intentionally poisoning him. This wasn't some rehearsed movie scene or an intense TV episode, it was happening for real. Matthew was visibly filled with fear while entering the police precinct and unraveled his unsettling tale. According to him, his wife had been sneaking poison into his food, putting him through 6 weeks of quiet suffering. Matthew's suspicions arose when he started experiencing severe symptoms after consuming food or drinks served by his wife. Symptoms such as overwhelming fatigue, confusion, blurred vision, an unbearable cotton mouth, and nausea plagued him repeatedly. It was alarming enough for him to dig deeper into what was happening. On December 31st, 2023, Matthew takes a sip of a seemingly harmless drink Sarah handed to him. But according to him, it didn't taste right. When he asked Sarah about it, she casually confessed to adding her own urine and a powerful adhesive to the drink. This shocking revelation made Matthew feel a chill down his spine, prompting him to step up and handle the situation himself. Matthew wanted to find proof, so he sneakily put a secret camera in their kitchen. In the CCTV footage, you can watch Sarah adding strange things to the blender while making smoothies for her husband. Shockingly, one of the ingredients was the root of the lily of the valley, a plant that's super dangerous because it has something called cardiac glycosides. These things can slow down your heart, and that's definitely not good. I did some research on this plant, and guess what? A lot of people don't realize how poisonous it is. Even though it looks all innocent with its pretty white bells, like a place where Tinkerbell could live, it's actually one of the most poisonous plants out there. You can find this plant in Europe, Asia, and North America, basically all over the northern part of the world. It's connected to happiness and even represents May, being the birth flower for that month. The plant has 38 different heart-disrupting compounds in all its parts, including the bulb, roots, stems, leaves, flowers, and berries. Eating it can lead to tummy troubles, fuzzy vision, a slower heartbeat, throwing up, runny tummy, and itchy skin. Who would have thought such a pretty thing could be so dangerous? Going back at the scene before Matthew even peeked at the secretly recorded CCTV footage, he stumbled upon something noteworthy. Matthew claimed to have spotted a bag labeled Lily of the Valley, sitting casually on a table in Scheffer's work area at home. Right beside it was a green bowl, holding what he believed to be a root from that very bag. Acting swiftly, Matthew snapped a photo of this crucial piece of evidence. And thanks to the video footage secretly captured by the CCTV, Matthew now had concrete evidence. Without any delay, he reported the incident to the police, resulting in Sarah's arrest on that very day. When questioned by the police, Scheffer supposedly admitted to deliberately putting the lily of the valley root into the blender, with the intent to cause harm to the victim. As per law enforcement, Sarah was well aware that this plant could potentially lead to her husband's death. And get this, Matthew detailed a whopping 8 times when the accused handed him a drink or food, and every single time it had this strange and off-putting taste. Surprisingly, right after Sarah whipped up that potentially harmful smoothie, she casually stashed it in the fridge. What's even more astonishing is that she didn't seem to consider the possibility that her 2 kids might stumble upon it and take a sip. No hiding or locking it away, just chilling in the fridge like any other beverage. But here's the real kicker. The motive behind poisoning her husband is just downright crazy. Sarah's reason for this dangerous act is because she's romantically involved with a man all the way in Pakistan. This wild revelation is supported by evidence found in her recent online searches. Before attempting to poison her husband, she had been busily looking up flights to Pakistan. Luckily, Matthew received proper treatment and managed to survive the poisoning without any complications. It's a relief that things didn't take a tragic turn. But this incident is not the first of its kind. Just a year ago in Utah, there was another case where a man passed away after his wife supposedly spiked his drink with fentanyl. Shockingly, she even wrote a children's book about grief afterward. Court records suggest that the man suspected his wife of attempting to poison him multiple times. He explicitly mentioned that she would be at fault if anything unfortunate happened to him. And believe it or not, this sort of thing happened again just 6 months ago. Melody Felicano Johnson, a woman from Arizona, found herself in the same hot water as Sarah when her husband, who worked in the U.S. Air Force, began to suspect foul play during their time stationed in Germany. Melody allegedly made attempts to poison her husband's daily coffee over many months using bleach. It took her husband months to notice the strange taste. After some detective work with pool chemical strips, he discovered an excess of chlorine in his cup. That's when he decided to take matters into his own hands, setting up a sneaky camera that captured Melody pouring something mysterious into the coffee pot. In 2018, there was another disturbing case when Lana Clayton discovered her husband, Steve Clayton, lifeless at the bottom of the stairs in their South Carolina residence. At first, the coroner's office believed his death might have been due to a potential heart attack. However, Steve's nephew, Nick French, who also happened to be a police officer, detected something odd in Lana's actions. Strangely, she didn't make any effort to revive him, and Steve's phone was mysteriously absent. When an autopsy and toxicology test were conducted, they uncovered an unusual substance, tetrahydrozoline, in Steve Clayton's blood. Lana Clayton faced charges of poisoning her husband with eye drops, ultimately leading to his tragic demise. It's chilling to think that such unsettling cases have occurred more than once, showing the darker side of relationships and the unexpected dangers that may hide behind closed doors. So the situation with Sarah Scheffer isn't exactly brand new, but it's important to understand that these kinds of things are not normal and shouldn't be considered okay. Clearly, Sarah's actions suggest that she might not be in the right frame of mind at the moment. However, when you think about the distress and harm she caused her husband, it's hard to imagine showing any mercy toward her. Once the news broke, her name and picture were taken off the school's website, showing she's not part of the faculty anymore after getting arrested. Calvary Lutheran High School told ABC News that they got a heads up from the police about some criminal matter involving an employee, and that person has been put on leave. The big point here is that whatever happened didn't have anything to do with the school or anyone else working there, according to John Chrisman, the head honcho at Calvary Lutheran. In a statement, Chrisman made it clear that they believe in taking care of everyone involved with their programs, and because of that, they responded to the situation with care and sensitivity, just like any good Christian community would. Meanwhile, Scheffer had her turn in court, confidently asserting her innocence and expressing her intention to hire her own legal support. On the legal side, prosecutors are pushing to revoke her bail, fearing she could be a threat to the public following the alleged poisoning incident. Their worries extend to a possible escape, pointing to her connection with a man in Pakistan as a flight risk. Currently, Scheffer finds herself confined to the Cole County Jail. The legal procedures will continue, with the court holding the power to shape the next steps in her case. At this point, Scheffer's future hangs in the balance, pending the decisions of the legal system. The intricacies of the court proceedings will determine what unfolds next for her, underscoring the uncertainty surrounding her fate in this complex situation. The outcome of this case will not only impact Scheffer's life, but also prompts contemplation about the intricacies of justice, accountability, and the pursuit of truth. What's your take on this? Share your thoughts below, and if you enjoyed this, please be sure to like the video and subscribe for more true crime content. Stay safe out there.